I'm all alone. There's no one here to entertain me. Now I've spat on my mic. I hate you.
I did nothing. All I did was get back down here. Cool. Hi.
Cody, I have a question before we even get started. So, we've both worked at NAG for a while now.
Okay.
It feels like the last year at least has been a lifetime. I don't know about you.
Uh-huh.
Do you get... it's not performance anxiety. That's not the right word. Like imposter syndrome. So, I'll put this into context. I was just on an interview with South African game devs.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's like 3 other guys, I'd say roughly our age, plus minus. I mean, they make games, they play games. And yet, I've never in my whole life felt less like I've ever played a game before. I swear, in that moment, if somebody had been like, what do you do? I would have been like, I played Sims that one time. Do you get that or no?
All the time. I don't like... I mean, it's literally our job to... play games, review hardware, and all that jazz, right? So I feel like we kind of know what we're talking about. We've been doing it for a little while, but still sometimes...
Apparently not, when I talk to people.
They'll tell me
what
something.
Has happened in the world of gaming? Oh, no.
What's gaming? I have no idea. We had Ash's cousins over this week, and... the husband comes in and he's like, oh, you play board games? I'm like, yeah, we play board games. Like, what have you got? No, I've got a bunch of board games. And he goes and he checks them all out. And so, I mean, the stack that's out at the moment is Munchkin and Ticket to Ride and Everdell. And he's like, oh, cool, Everdell. I've been wanting to play that like for so long. And I'm like, oh, you know, like, at least, I mean, to be honest, you're the one who told me to get it. But I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm the cool guy because I have a game that he wants to play.
Yes, you do get that feeling.
Yeah. And then later on, he starts talking about all the other board games. And I'm like, okay, hold on. I'm not as much of a board game person as I obviously gave you to believe or led you to believe in the beginning.
No, Cody, I can up you on that. I mean, I feel like I truly am a board game person. I mean, so I have a compulsion, you could call it, but everything in my life is catalogued on digital platforms.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
So if you ask me right now, Arielle, how many Funko Pops do you have? I have a cataloging app. We have listed all my Funkos, all my comics, all my books, all my games, and my board games. I got a notification the other day. We own 150 board games. That does not include expansions. So
that's a lot of games.
The actual core game. So like if you own Dungeons and Dragons, it only counts as one, even if you own all the different campaigns.
Yeah.
If you own Munchkin, it's only one, even if you own... So anyway, it's 150 unique games, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And yet, we had friends come over to the house. They looked at the board game shelf. They were like, oh, this is a very cute collection. Okay, cute. What do you mean cute? It's an entire freaking wall. I've been to your house. You own 3 games, but whatever. So they started off with this is a cute collection. And they were like, but really, we are more into Magic. And started talking about Magic the Gathering stuff, and I was just completely lost. And this woman kept on dropping in, but Arielle will probably know about this. No, I fucking don't. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I know, like, the basics of Magic. So I've played Magic. I understand what a commander deck is, but like I consider that like basic
Entry
knowledge.
level, yeah.
You can't like throw like, oh, this pack had this card and that. No, I can't.
Just
Who
happen.
knows? Who knows? Sure.
So like I'm also like I collect Pokemon cards, not like to an extensive degree, but I have a few cards, you know, that I think are worth a little bit of something. Okay. And then obviously if you're in the hobby of collecting, it's the same as you're gonna get the guys who play as well. And then they talking about all sorts of like crazy decks, like oh my gosh, the Snorlax stalling deck and the Chin Pao, like what a deck, and I'm just sitting there like, guys, I just like the look of this one. This one has a Pikachu on it, like that's what I'm there for that, you know. It's crazy the level of stuff that people can get into things, and maybe that's what it is. Like we're jack of all trades kinds of people, right? We have pretty good knowledge in the field of geek culture as a whole, but some people have in-depth knowledge.
But even like with the world of comic books, like I collect comic books, I have a pretty substantial collection, but like I feel like there's comic book collections and then there's guys that collect superhero comics.
Okay.
Like the Marvel and DC fanboys are in a league of their own, right? Like, I mean, I have such a huge collection, and yet if I go into a comic book store and there is a Marvel guy, they always get super psyched, and then they're like, do you have Action Comic number 1789? Where like Superman peed off a building and his pee became a bird, and I'm like, I know who Superman is. Like,
yeah.
I could identify him out of a lineup for sure.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, no, there's different levels. There's different levels into all of this thing. So to answer your question, yes, I also get imposter syndrome. Don't worry, you're not alone.
I always feel like I'm that kid who didn't watch the latest TV episode, and now all of her friends are talking about it, and I'm just like trying to fake my way through it. Like, also me, I saw it, and they're like, what did you think of that moment? And I'm like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Yeah, what a moment.
What a moment. And you got to keep a straight face, because you can't be excited in case it was a sad moment.
No,
and you
because
can't be sad in case it was an exciting moment. Yeah. Interview was good though.
No, it was a lot of fun. Crazy, like all the guys, okay, except for one, live in Centurion.
Why
like,
is that
I
crazy?
don't feel like that happens.
What's wrong with Centurion?
I feel like it is already rare to have a international game studio have a South African division working remotely. I mean, we don't hear about that every day.
Yeah.
It's even more rare for the majority of those to be in Centurion, of all places. Like, I live in Centurion, no hate on Centurion, but kind of mind blown. Like, since when did we become the gaming capital?
I suppose it is cool to see though, right? I mean,
yeah.
It's cool to see South African people developing games and being a part of the international community we kind of always look up to or dream of being a part of every day. So it's nice to see even the guys from Centurion can make it.
Mind blown. I thought I was the only one, not gonna lie. And if the conversations with my hairdresser are anything to go by, I really thought I was the only one. Like, I don't even understand it. My hairdresser is younger than us. I think she's like significantly, she's like 22, 23 years old.
Okay.
Like, she's younger than us. And every single time, I mean, I've been seeing her for so long. And every single time I go there, she is like, can you please try and explain to me what it is you do again? And every single time I am like, I write about video games. And every time she's like, that is amazing. How many video games are there in the world? Like 10?
Well,
And
what,
then
there
to
are
think
only 10.
we've got so many developers just rolling around. We have more developers than there are games in the world, according to my hairdresser.
Yeah.
Shocked.
I mean, the cousins were over and I had a very similar interaction where he was like, wow, this is my dream job, just to be like writing about tech stuff and games the whole time. And I'm like, it's really, really awesome. And then I started telling him about what it all entails and how hectic it really is. And he's like, maybe it's not my dream job anymore. And I was like, oh, okay. I still think it's great.
That is the best for me. When you do meet the rare person who understands what we do. Like, you're not trying to explain to them like you live on Mars. I feel like that's always their natural reaction is, that is my dream job. That is what I was born to do. And then you talk to them a bit longer and you realize that they literally think. So I've got friends like that in my extended friend group. And this one friend in particular, exceptionally lazy person. Like, lovely person, but very lazy. Like, just to another extent. And I was talking to them and they were like, this is their dream job, this is what they want to do. And I was like, yeah, but you know, it's actually a lot of work. And they were like, no, what do you mean? And they pulled out like this single one game that they play. For the sake of this conversation, let's say The Sims.
Cool.
And they could write about The Sims all day, every day. And I was like, yes, but like, that's one game. And then you have to play this game, this game, this game, this game, and this
There's
game.
There's 9
like, no,
other
they don't
games.
Like those games.
There's 9 other games to talk about.
I don't care if you don't like those games. It's unfortunate if you don't like those games. I personally do not like fighting games. Like, I suck at them. I don't like them. Same as sport games. Not my thing. I have reviewed sport games. I've reviewed fighting games because it's unfortunately just part of a job.
Yep.
Like, imagine going and deciding you want to be a food critic, but I only eat 2-minute noodles.
Yeah. I hate peas.
So anything else, I'm just going to be like, no, you.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat that.
I went to this restaurant and they served other food besides 2-minute noodles. Don't go there. 0 out of 10 recommended. Wow. Yeah, no, it's not the same.
But yeah, I find that a lot. That people think like, you know, I'm really into COD. I love COD. I could only write about COD. Also, yeah, good for you. You know, we all have that one game we wish that was our whole job, right?
I mean, look, I've poured a lot of hours into League, but there's no way that I could have a never-ending, like, writing thing about League. Eventually, I'm going to start talking about the same thing, right? There's no way in all heck that I can just continuously write about one single game. There's not enough. There's not enough content for that.
I want to say that I agree with you, but like, I am forever amazed. So Larry watches a lot of the League YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
And I am forever amazed that they always have content to make around that game. Every time. Then Larry's like, oh no, he's trying this build. Like, but how?
Look,
like,
I mean, I watch them as well, so I can see that, but still, yeah. It's, you just, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's
I
content
don't think
creation.
that way. It's the same. The guys that write walkthroughs for games, like, that is just another breed for me. I mean, we are heavy into Guild Wars again. And Guild Wars has this brand new event that they've just rolled out. And there's like this super extreme mode for it where it's basically the floor is lava, but if you step slightly wrong, you're dead.
Okay.
And we had to go and pull up a walkthrough for it, and it's like step by step. It's like, don't step on the blue daisy or you'll die. The walkthrough is like 10,000 pages long, and I was just like, how? How are you the person that creates this? Like, hats off, I don't understand it. It's crazy.
But then, on the flip side of that coin, okay, because I got stuck in Dragon's Dogma the other day. I don't often go to walkthroughs, but every now and again, it's just a side quest. This is the thought process in my mind. It's just a side quest. Going to a walkthrough is technically fine. It's not going to ruin the story or anything, okay?
Yeah,
I look
100%.
at like 4 different walkthroughs, and none of them can explain the piece that I'm stuck on. Like, not a single... It's funny that you say blue daisies, because it was a quest where you have to like track these blue flowers or something, okay? And they only glow at night. So I knew that already, and I keep resting until night, and the walkthrough says just go left. That's all it says. Just go left. But where do I start? At what point? I went left so many times. I just I stayed in a circle. I was like, you can't say just go left. You need to tell me where to start before I can go left. Jesus. Eventually, I think I accidentally came across the quest point while doing another quest. I didn't even... So, if you make good walkthroughs, good on you. But please stop making bad walkthroughs. Like, they're terrible. They ruin our lives.
No, I'm a walkthrough lover, I'll be honest with you. Like, I think it comes from my old love for point-and-click adventure games. And like, if you played point-and-click games back in the day, moon logic was a very real thing. Like, they want you to take this seashell and put it in that toilet so that you can throw it in the fire and get a bottle of water. Like, it was just crazy. And then you had games like King's Quest that not only had moon logic, but if you did the wrong thing, like you threw the shell into the water instead of into the fire, you were just stuck forever and you couldn't progress anymore.
That's
so
the worst.
I've always been a walkthrough lover. I will try up until the point that I start feeling that rage, like sort of bubble, and then I'm like, this isn't good. Pull up a walkthrough. Someone smarter than me is bound to know.
Yeah. I also, that's where I got to as well. The rage was starting to build, and I was like, okay, it's walkthrough time. And the walkthrough still didn't help. Oh, my lord. Terrible. Terrible. It's like going in an escape room, and you just get to a point, and then you're literally just stuck there because you put the shell upside down or something, right? Like, you just
Cody, can I just say something? So, I love escape rooms. Like, I really enjoy escape rooms. I don't believe that Larry enjoys them as much as I do.
But does he
he's
say
willing
he does?
to do it.
Okay.
No. It's more of a I drag him through there because apparently I become a bitch and I ruin it for him because there might be some yelling involved.
Okay.
But
I can see that.
we together have the worst luck with escape rooms. So like, we went to the one and got to this one part where you had to put a code into an iPad. We had the code, got over iPad, and my iPad wouldn't switch on because they'd forgotten to charge it.
Oh no.
Okay. We went to another escape room where you're handcuffed and you're supposed to get out of the handcuffs.
Okay.
And the handcuffs broke and fell off us like 2 seconds in already.
So
Then we went to a third escape room, all the friends together, and we tell the guy, look, we are gamers, we are super competitive. Please don't give us hints if you think we're stuck. If we want a hint, we will request a hint.
Okay.
He's like, okay, got it. From the beginning already, he's like, hint, hint, hint. So now we're deliberately just not looking at the screen. Okay? Because we are like, please don't give hints. And he just keeps on giving hints. Eventually, we are like pinging him. We are like, please, we can't get past. Please, we can't get past. The guy stood up and left the room. So our time runs out. He gets there. He's like, why didn't you put the code that's in the book into the keypad and then you would have escaped. We're like, there is no code in the book. He's like, yes, there is. Walks over to the book and someone had ripped the page out. There was no code in the book.
Word.
And those 3 incidents happened at 3 separate venues, like a month apart.
Wow.
I don't think I can convince Larry to go escape rooming with me anymore.
Yeah, you guys have the worst luck, seriously. I mean, Ash and I have done, I'm going to say 3, but the third one was an online one. And of the 3, 2 of them we've had bad luck. So the first one...
How was the online one? Before you tell us about your bad luck, how was the online one? Was it worse?
I'll start with the online one. It's one of the ones that had bad luck.
Okay.
So it was kind of nice. It was a free one. And it was cool because we were just stuck at home and we wanted a puzzle to solve. And it was a puzzle to solve. Like, it wasn't too easy and it wasn't that difficult. The problem was, at one of the things, it plays a sound when you click on one of the things. And you have to hear that sound and use that sound to open up the safe, because the safe...
And it wasn't playing the
safe
sound.
But exactly, it wasn't playing the sound. So, like... And we were stuck for like 30 minutes on this thing because it wasn't playing the sound. Eventually, we reloaded it and then the sound started playing. So, I mean, we still got out in time, but... Look, it was good though. I will say that if you are looking for something to do, an online little puzzle with like your partner or a few friends on the couch, like, it was fun. It was still cool.
Okay.
Anyway, the first one that we did, and we tell the story to everyone when it comes up because this is part of my fear of horror things, okay? The first escape room we ever do is obviously horror themed. Don't know why, just is. Maybe I was pretending that I was a big strong man or something. It failed, 100% failed. Okay. We couldn't solve the puzzle because I was literally hiding behind Ash the entire time.
No,
like,
Cody!
Just standing behind her like this. It was ridiculous. At one point, the lights go out in the room. They're supposed to, and you get a torch, okay? And there's a back room behind the wardrobe. There's like a false door, and you go in there.
I did it! Is it the one that has the piano?
No, there's no piano.
And at a stage, you have to play the wedding march on the piano.
No, there's no that one.
Oh, okay.
No piano in this one. But anyway, in the room in the back is like mannequins, and they're all dressed like creepy little girls, and there's like, it's like very pedophilic. It's very dodgy, okay? Anyway, Ash is shining the torch. I'm obviously not in front. She's in front shining the torch, and the torch starts flickering and turns off, okay? Now it's pitch black. And I'm like, no thank you. I'm getting the hell out of this place. And I bolted. Turns out the torch is not supposed to die, so it was one of those things where the battery just died randomly. But it was so perfectly just in tune with the horror theme that it was perfect. Anyway, we didn't get out because I was a little chicken shit, but we were close. So yeah, 2 out of 3 times we've also had some bad luck, but it makes it fun, I guess. I don't know. It's a cool little random obstacle in the puzzle.
No, that is ridiculous, Cody. That upsets me so much. That you are such a baby.
Can't help it. It's just, I don't think it's ever gonna change. I'm already Joshua Doring with my hairstyle, and I'm still afraid of things. It's just the way it's gonna be.
You've got an uncle in the furniture business, Joshua Dore.
But like, Larry is petrified of heights. Like, hugest fear in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we go to Valley of the Waves just after they redo Valley of the Waves, everything.
Okay.
And they've put this new little super tube ride in, let's say. So, like, it's specifically for couples. Like, you do it in sets of 2.
Cool.
And you get on this little super tube together, and it takes you around the corner, and then you go down this small little ramp, and you go up another ramp, and then you come to the end. We watched a couple do it. They were giggling the whole time. They were smiling. Like, good vibes all around. I'm like, we should do that one. Larry's like, no, it's going to be high. I'm like, it's not going to be high. It's literally fine. Look how much fun they had. Larry's like, fine. Cody, we get on that super tube. Now it's on tracks to lead you to where this thing starts, right?
Okay.
So the super tube goes. Everything's good. Then it takes you into this pitch dark tunnel so you can't see anything. And then you exit the tunnel. And it was like, here is the super tube. And here is a death plummet. It was like 2 stories tall. And it went like this. It was perfectly vertical. And at that moment, I was like, I done fucked up. Larry is just going to spring out of this super tube to his death.
Oh, shame.
So I forgo my own safety. I let go of a super tube to like hold Larry into the super tube so he can't go anywhere. This thing drops. Clearly the couple that went before us were very much like you and Ashley, and actually went outside and did things and were in a far lower weight bracket than me and Larry.
Okay. Because
where their ride went, the momentum caught us.
Oh no.
And not only did this thing plummet into the abyss, but when we went up, it launched off of the little ramp thing. We free fall in the air before plummeting down into the water. Larry was so horrified / probably peed in public / angry that he couldn't even get words out. His hands that were holding the super tube, his knuckles weren't even white, they were blue. Got out of the water, walked, and we spent the rest of an hour in the beer tent with Larry very angrily drinking his beer in silence.
He was just appreciating that he somehow survived.
And I'm just like, it'll be fun. Look, they had fun. They love each other.
Shame, poor Larry. Why are you always putting him in these situations? I feel like Larry's just trying to casually coast along life, and then Arielle's like,
He is.
Hold on a second. I'm going to put a spanner in those words.
I've got an idea.
It'll be fine.
That is true. I'm not even going to lie. It's like last night we have dinner with my folks, and we got talking about like old shock videos that used to go viral like when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
And Larry is older than us. I mean, he's 8 years older than me.
Okay.
So he got super judgy, and he was like, he never watched any of those videos when he was a kid. And I was like, you're freaking lying. Of course you did. I know for a fact you've seen those videos. And he's like, yes, because me and my other friend Jade showed it to him. And I'm like, no. For sure we were not the first people to corrupt your life by showing you all these videos. And he's like, yes, you were.
What videos were
And
they?
apparently
Let's talk about the childhood memes before this is pre-Instagram, pre-Twitter. These are the times of internet glory.
Cody,
Vines.
were you ever pranked? Because you're scared of horror and everything, there used to be a mobile video, super viral, where on the screen there's this little like idyllic village with a winding road, and you're watching the slow pan as this car drives around the roads and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then just as it turns for one corner, a monster pops up into the screen and screams.
100%.
Were you ever caught with that?
Yes, all the time. I don't watch slow videos because of those things, because I know that it's coming. It's 100%. If you're watching a slow, casual, relaxing video, it's not, okay? It's worse than a Rickroll. It's coming for you, okay? Anyway.
My mom, just as scaredy pants as you are, but just as forgetful as I am. So the result was me and my childish best friend used to wait up until, also my mom's family, very extra. Like, disgustingly extra people.
Okay.
If they can shriek, they're going to shriek. And me and my childhood best friend used to always wait up until my mom was in the most ridiculous location. Like, she's in queue at a bank. Everyone's quiet. It's a bank. And then we got up to her and we're like, Dani, kyk hierdie video asseblief. And my mom's like, yeah, sure, she'll watch the video. And then that thing jumps and my mom will like jump back, scream, throw the phone across the bank, and it was endlessly funny. We used to catch my mom so often, to the point that my mom just refused to watch anything we showed her.
You guys are also probably the reason we're not allowed cell phones in banks anymore. It's you.
A bank teller got hit by a rogue flying phone just one time too many.
Now we know why they're grumpy bank tellers and why we're not allowed phones in the banks. It's just the two of you little cucksterers.
I was a child, Cody. A sweet, innocent child.
Had no idea what you were doing. Okay.
No,
Sure.
none. Would totes not do it today. 100% no.
I don't believe you. I don't know why, but something says I shouldn't believe you.
No, but those were good internet days.
Those were good internet days. Nowadays, we just have... It's not as good. I don't know why maybe because we're just so, like, integrated with it. It just doesn't feel the same.
Maybe we've just aged out. Maybe there are still things like that. It's just for the younger generation. We are now our parents' age, and we're just not aware of these things anymore.
It's possible. Maybe. Who knows?
But there is for sure in life this generation gap. It's like I go visit my parents the other day, and my mom is talking about this owl house.
Okay.
And I was like, what owl house? And she got insta mad and was like, no, I mustn't hold myself dumb. The owl house. I'm like, woman, I have no idea what you're saying. You can't keep on saying the words owl house and expect me to know what you're saying. What owl house? Where? What is an owl house? And then my mom is like, no, everybody knows about it. And I was like, literally no one knows about it. My mom's like, no, I can ask any of my friends and they'll know what the owl house is. Needless to say, none of my friends knew what the owl house is. And all my mom's friends knew what the owl house was. And I was just like, we live on very different internets.
Is it an internet thing?
No. It's somewhere in the Karoo.
I know what it is.
It's like this world famous owl house.
Yeah.
Do you know the owl house?
I know what the owl house is. It's
Cody,
like
you're cutting this out of the show.
this artist.
You're cutting this out
she
of the
makes
show.
owls
I'm not
out of
having my
glass
mom
and
think
stuff,
she's
right?
I'm not having my mom believe she was right. You are cutting this out of the episode.
I'm leaving it in just for your mom. So she can, for once, she can watch this video and realize that it's not
see, you're
me that
middle-aged.
upsets you.
You are middle age.
I'm not middle age. We're the same age.
No, I'm quarter age and you're middle age.
Look, I'll send you a photo, and it's a very good photo. It's cool. You should go with Larry. I'll send you this photo. It's very like artsy. It's an artsy place.
Have you been to the owl
Yeah,
house?
I've been.
I'm so disappointed. Let's change the topic to something less upsetting.
Okay, less upsetting. So, we teased this last week. We're gonna... Let's...
Ooh, do
yeah.
you have it or must I play it?
You do it. We got a voice note from one of our
let me just find
many
it.
fans. Thank you so much for that.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.